I want to go through the snow blowers with you today. This is an Ariens 26-inch compact. I didn't get the big one because at over 50, I don't need to be lifting the great big 32-inch. Over this one I can do whatever I need to do. Starts real easy. We just turn the key, give it a prime. This is a cold start. It's been sitting out here for a couple hours. I'll put a choke on. We'll see how it goes. This is the first time I started by hand. It's got an electric start also. We just plug it in and push a button. But we're gonna, you know, do it the old-fashioned way. We've got extremely wet snow here in California, so I'm going to show what this will do. This smaller one is so light, I can easily do whatever I want to with it. This is what makes the difference for me right now. When I was in my 20s and 30s and 40s, yeah, I could move around a 32-inch or a great big one easily. But I went to the smaller 26 because I can do whatever I want. I can drag it. I mean, it's got reverse and forward and all the other stuff, but, you know, you got your chute adjustment angle. These newer snow blowers are so awesome compared to the old one. The old ones didn't have the serrated blades on the front end. Makes all the difference in the world. When you buy a snow blower for extreme conditions, and I've probably got maybe 2.5, 3 feet of snow here left, you want to have a snow blower with a teeth and something that's light enough that you can move around. You get the bigger ones, that's great for easy areas like driveways and, you know, places where you got nice smooth surfaces. But we're on ground here. You see it was throwing rocks and dirt and everything else with it. Always engage the auger first to clear out whatever's in there. go wrong. It'll throw snow 50 feet, it says. This wet snow, it'll throw it 30 feet. That's pretty darn good for any snowblower to blow this wet snow. And you saw it just chew up through this big old berm that I had from the tractor coming in here. Just chewed it up and spit it out like it was nothing. That's, you know, the other reason I went with this model isn't just because of the size, okay? It's smaller, yeah, which means I can use it. I can pull start it, okay? Yeah, it has an electric start, but whenever we get snow here, we don't have power. So I have to be able to start it by hand. This one here pulls easily. You know, my big 12 horse 32 inch that I used for the last 25 years, you put both hands on it and pull it as hard as you can. You know, and after about 4 or 5 times, it's pretty old. You get pretty wore out, you know. I mean, it's a hard pull, and you're pulling both hands as hard as you can. You know, where this one here is one hand, nice and easy. I wanted to hit a little bit more on distance. As you can see, when the motor's turning, it's turning counterclockwise. The second impeller back here, which is the one that throws the snow out the farthest. So you're going to throw the snow farthest to the right. This is how it is on most snowblowers. You'll see sometimes a huge difference between going to the right when you're taking the snow out or to the left. If you ever get in a spot where you're just throwing it a couple feet because you have the chute turn the other direction, if you can, turn it to the right. The way the impeller is trying to throw the snow, and you'll get that 50 feet or that 30 feet that I can get here with this wet snow that we have. This is, we call it Sierra cement because we're in the middle of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. And it's really hard snow. It's just not light. There's nothing easy about it. That's what I'm talking about as far as snow throwing distance. I'm going straight ahead with really heavy snow. And you can see it's going maybe 10 feet. If I head it off to the right, you're blowing the house, not where I want to go. But I'm, you know, you hit it the house that way. But it's doing okay. This is maximum capacity for the snowblower. You know, I could go higher like I said, but a good idea of what it'll do, just how much snow it'll move. It does a good job. down, I just back up and then blow it out of the way. You know, if the snow was a little bit less deep, I wouldn't be having any problem. I wouldn't be having to back up and go over it again to get rid of the rest. But anyway, this is it. This is about, you know, this is extreme snow blowing as far as it goes. You know, because I'm using the snow blower, maybe not extreme, but I'm using it more than it's actually rated for as far as capacity, depth of snow, and so on. You know, it says in your brochure it'll handle 6 to 8 inches of snow pretty easily. Well, I got 3 feet, you know, and it's doing just fine. I got no problem with it. Once again, the Compact 26. You know, most of you aren't going to be dealing with snow like this. You know, where we get, you know, 2 or 3 feet of really wet, heavy snow at all times. When it does snow, it snows a lot. This is Northern California, where the snow is wet and damp, and it's dangerous, and it turns to ice real fast and easy. You know, most of you over there in the northern states, East Coast, the snow falls down in flakes. You can see the actual crystals in your hand and so on. It's not like that here. We get these huge, giant flakes, up to, you know, 2 inches around sometimes. Generally a ½ inch to an inch or more. And they're pretty much already melted, and they'll come just falling and crashing to the ground, kind of like, we call it popcorn snow. Because that's actually chunks instead of flakes. It'll be chunks of snow, almost like hail coming down. Number one reason I bought it, the number one reason I bought it wasn't for the price. It's because of the teeth on the auger blades. You make sure you buy a snowblower like this, you make sure it has teeth. You don't just want the straight tongs that they used back in the 70s and 80s. You want it to have the jagged edges like a saw blade, so it'll saw through that snow and churn it up and spit it out in smaller pieces. There are track ones out there also. If you're in an area where you need tracks, you know, it's really steep and really icy, then the track will give you more traction. I got tires, I got dirt, so I really don't need to have the tracks right here, right now. Tracks are just heavier, harder to maneuver when you're moving your snowblower, so take that into consideration. You want something light and easy to move like this one, that's going to take you a couple extra passes to make it. Do you want something heavy and bigger, you know, 32 inch, 36 inch, or so on, that where you're actually using the gears to move it around and doing the job that much faster? Because you'll move a lot more snow with a bigger snowblower. You know, it depends on your situation. Hey, good luck, and I hope you guys buy the right snowblower. It's just perfect for you, and I hope this video helps you guys out.